This girl is Seo Yeon. When she was young, her mother remarried her stepfather. Her stepfather had two incredibly attractive sons. Later, her mother gave birth to another child. Seo Yeon thought her princess life would last forever. But in the second year of middle school, both her father and mother passed away, leaving her siblings to live together. Because she had two handsome older brothers and a beautiful younger brother, Seo Yeon was always misunderstood and surrounded by female fans. When she got home, she interrogated her three siblings, asking who was involved with that woman who made her look like this, but none of them would admit it. She took pictures, threatening to post them online. But the pictures she took turned her three siblings into innocent, hot boys, leaving her helpless. Seo Yeon, once a national track and field athlete, is now a physical education teacher. She had hoped for a female student named John, but the headmaster didn't approve of her and she dropped out of school. Suddenly, she heard screams from the next room. When she ran over, she saw her younger brother, Seo Jun, who was passionate about dancing, performing. Seeing his sister, he was startled and fell to the ground. Then, Seo Yeon pinched his ear and forced him to go to his room. While she was punishing Seo Jun, she received a call from her boyfriend Young Tae. Upon hearing the news, Seo Yeon changed her attitude and ran to Maekhyang to borrow a dress. Seeing Seo Yeon about to arrive at a place where couples often propose, Maekhyang was very happy for her. When Young Tae arrived, Seo Yeon was surprised to see that her cute Young Tae had become a handsome man. Young Tae said he had spent a lot of money on plastic surgery. When he put his hand into his jacket, she thought he was taking out a ring to propose, but life didn't go as she dreamed. Young Tae suggested breaking up because he had thought carefully about it. Seo Yeon was heartbroken and went to her second brother Won Suk's bar to drink. She thought she wasn't that bad, but she lost her boyfriend. She made the guys in the bar get goosebumps and leave. Looking at the handsome guys there, she realized it was a gay bar. Won Suk said that she didn't truly love Young Tae, but only his face. When he broke up with her, she couldn't even shed a tear. She found the alcohol delicious, as if she weren't heartbroken. After getting completely drunk, he called a taxi to take her home, but when he called her to drink again, she still accepted. Kang Woo, while jogging, saw a beautiful flower shop and stopped to take a selfie. Behind him, Seo Yeon was holding a bucket of water to clean up the mess she had just dumped. Kang Woo, who was clean freak, yelled and fell into the dirty water, then angrily walked away. The next day, at school, Seo Yeon accidentally dropped a flower branch that the vice principal cherished. Min Hyuk saw it. A while later, the vice principal angrily brought a potted plant into the classroom and loudly asked who had dropped the flower. Seo Yeon tried to hide, but Min Hyuk, who was honest, couldn't hold back and spoke up. So Seo Yeon had to listen to the vice principal lecture her for several hours. Kang Woo had just returned to the country and was forced by his parents to meet his grandmother to prepare to take over the company, but that wasn't his passion. At the car dealership where his older brother Won Yi worked, a girl who looked like a homeless person came to look at a car. She touched everything and the staff had to run after her. They tried to discreetly get rid of her, not knowing that she was actually very rich, with her purse full of cash. That evening, after Kang Woo and Min Hyuk met their grandmother, they went to a luxurious bar. Kang Woo just asked Min Hyuk if he had a crush yet when Seo Yeon suddenly appeared in her inappropriate athletic wear. Fortunately, Min Hyuk came to the rescue. Then, Min Hyuk asked about her quitting her job a few days earlier and nobody knew where she had gone. The next day, Kang Woo went to a famous psychologist to treat his irritable bowel syndrome. After hearing his story, the doctor advised him to go to the place where he contracted the illness. That night, Kang Woo went to his 5th grade reunion. Although he didn't want to, he went to this rundown bar to cure his illness. He saw a cool guy who made the girls go crazy, but he didn't know who he was. After introducing himself and being known as Mickey the Pooper, everyone was surprised. People were amazed by his wealth and surrounded him with questions, but Seo Yeon, who was a glutton, always interrupted with her food orders. Kang Woo angrily walked toward Seo Yeon and realized she was his first love, the one who had rejected his confession and indirectly caused his illness. At that moment, his stomach started hurting, and he needed to use the bathroom. Kang Woo walked around but couldn't find any restrooms. When he wanted to enter a store to ask for help, the store was closing. Finally, he couldn't hold it anymore and an accident happened. Fortunately, his friend and assistant came to his rescue in time so no one noticed. The reunion ended, and everyone planned to go out for drinks, but Seo Yeon and Mai Kyung snuck home to drink beer that night. Kang Woo couldn't sleep, so he ran to the psychologist's house. Initially, the doctor didn't want to let him in, but seeing the wad of cash in front of him, he had to treat him. Kang Woo told the story of how he confessed to Seo Yeon in middle school but was rejected because he was fat. After that, he stopped eating and drinking for days. On the night before the school trip, Seo Yeon made a date with him, but then stood him up. Angry, he ate all the cakes in the fridge, which caused him stomach pain the next day on the trip, leading to an unfortunate accident in the car. From then on, his friends shunned him. After listening, the doctor said he hadn't forgotten his first love for Seo Yeon and advised him to win her over to fulfill his desire from middle school, which would cure his illness. That night, Seo Yeon and Won Yi came home late, leaving Seo Jun alone. He whined, asking why they came home late, leaving his little brother alone. The next day, at school, Min Hyuk went to find Seo Yeon to apologize for the previous incident and gave her a candy bar, telling her to eat it. Seo Yeon was suspicious, so she let Mai Kyung try it. Meanwhile, Kang Woo was at his grandmother's house and was forced to manage a company branch for a year. If he did well, she wouldn't interfere with his freedom anymore. Kang Woo agreed without knowing that his grandmother and mother were planning to arrange a marriage for him. When Seo Jun went to school, he saw Ju Hee delivering food and told Seo Yeon. When Ju Hee delivered fried chicken to the homeless girl, the girl opened her bag and gave Ju Hee some money. Suddenly, Seo Yeon rushed over and grabbed Ju Hee, causing the homeless girl to think she was a bad person and fainted from the shock. When she woke up, Seo Yeon saw how difficult Ju Hee's situation was and let her stay in her attic temporarily. She texted everyone to inform them, but Seo Jun was busy playing basketball and didn't see it. Kang Woo asked his assistant if he knew about Seo Yeon from middle school, and the assistant remembered she was Mai Kyung's friend. He helped Kang Woo arrange a meeting with both of them. Seo Yeon was worried that her friend would get drunk and do something inappropriate, so she also went along. In a private room, Kang Woo whispered to Seo Yeon to go out and have drinks alone because he didn't want to see the other two getting close. He was sure she would agree, but Seo Yeon was about to refuse when Mai Kyung kicked her in the leg, reminding her that this was a good chance to meet a handsome guy. When they went out, Kang Woo used all his charm to seduce Seo Yeon. But she just saw him as crazy. Kang Woo straightforwardly asked her out, but Seo Yeon angrily refused, even mockingly telling him to go poop. Hearing that, he was dumbfounded and didn't understand why he was rejected. After hearing the assistant explain that he might be lacking in wealth, Kang Woo decided to buy a new car the next day. Seo Jun came home and saw it was pitch black, scared because no one was home. He stepped outside and heard a noise from the attic, thinking that Seo Yeon was back, but no one answered. Actually, Ju Hee was wearing headphones practicing yoga and couldn't hear anything. She just stepped out, making Seo Jun so shocked that he fainted. The next day, Seo Jun firmly objected to Ju Hee staying, but everyone ignored him and went to sleep. Meanwhile, Kang Woo was about to buy a car when he saw Seo Yeon standing with a handsome guy. He thought they were lovers, so he angrily left. Later, Seo Yeon went to her brother Won Suk to collect money, just as Kang Woo arrived and saw the two brothers being close. He thought Seo Yeon was playing both sides, so he was shocked. Seo Yeon looked up, seeing the two close, and misunderstood that they were gay. While jogging with Mai Kyung, Seo Yeon told her about this. At that moment, they encountered the homeless girl Seo Yeon had met before, so she left her phone number and said to call if anything happened. The homeless girl was touched by Seo Yeon's kindness and wanted to give her a bag of money, but Seo Yeon didn't know there was money inside, so she refused. A while later, Kang Woo came to the school and accidentally saw Seo Yeon teaching there. He went back and told the doctor that his goal wasn't to conquer Seo Yeon, but to take revenge on her. The next day, he came to the school, and under the introduction of the vice principal, he became the new director of the school. Seo Yeon was very surprised sitting below. She started to make threatening actions, making Kang Woo tense and his stomach pain relapse. Remembering the doctor's words, he decided not to lose, so he tried to stare at her intently. However, because of his stomach pain, he opened his medicine but accidentally dropped the pill into the gravel planter. When he returned to the office, he searched for the pill for a long time before finding it. As soon as he finished taking it, the vice principal and the supervisor entered, thinking he was eating gravel. They invited him to take a walk around the school. While walking, Kang Woo saw Seo Yeon teaching physical education. Remembering the doctor's words, he decided to attack her by recording videos and taking pictures. Kang Woo asked the vice principal and the supervisor to pose for him to take pictures. After a while, he went back to his room to review the pictures and saw Seo Yeon staring at him, as if she knew he was taking pictures. As he just went outside, Seo Yeon was about to give him a piece of her mind. But fortunately, Mai Kyung stopped her in time. Her friend advised Seo Yeon not to get involved because Kang Woo was the grandson of a famous chairman. Seo Yeon said she wasn't afraid, but her face betrayed her nervousness, so she decided to be obedient to avoid getting fired. On the other side, Won-suk was working when a young boy came to give him a letter. Following the address, Won-suk went to a school. As soon as he saw the boy, he showed his displeasure, told him to return the wallet, and left. The boy chased after him, expressing his desire to date him and asking why he refused. At that time, Seo Yeon was training students when Seo Jun came to tell her that Ju Hee had become his deskmate. Do also shared that in class, he fantasized that Ju Hee was secretly watching him and kept texting her to stop looking, leaving Ju Hee helpless because she received 60 messages in just 1 minute. Seo Yeon was worried that Kang Woo would use his personal grudge to reject the team's participation in the competition. So when she saw him, she waved hello, making him jump. The vice principal invited him to the welcome party tonight. On the way home, seeing an old man selling scrap metal who had his goods spilled, Kang Woo went to help, even though he got slightly injured. This action quickly received praise online. During lunch, everyone wanted to eat grilled meat with fat, but Kang Woo felt it wasn't good for their health, so he cut the fat and lean meat separately. Seo Yeon was sad because she couldn't fully enjoy the pleasure, but thankfully Min Hyuk had saved some meat for her, making her very happy when she ate it. That night, Kang Woo organized a date at a fancy restaurant. Seo Yeon was about to run to order food when she accidentally bumped into Young Tae, who was drunk and on his way home. Although she didn't want to pay attention, Seo Yeon couldn't bear it, so she helped Young Tae up and was about to call a taxi for him. Young Tae started crying and said he proposed to his girlfriend, but was rejected because he had plastic surgery in the past. When Young Tae pushed Seo Yeon down, Kang Woo appeared from behind, helped her up, and angrily shoved Young Tae inside. He yelled and scolded Seo Yeon, asking why she was arguing with a drunkard like that. When he learned that Young Tae was Seo Yeon's ex-boyfriend, Kang Woo mocked her, saying she only liked guys who were good-looking on the outside. When the food was served, Kang Woo chose all vegetarian dishes, making the atmosphere awkward. The vice principal made a few remarks and then handed the microphone to Kang Woo. While speaking, he saw Seo Yeon happily looking at Min Hyuk because he had shared the only portion of beef with her. Kang Woo suddenly stopped and asked Seo Yeon how she would deal with a student who looked down on others because of their appearance. Understanding that he was alluding to her, Seo Yeon immediately retorted, leading to a heated argument between the two. The vice principal had to pretend to spill wine on Kang Woo's shirt to interrupt them, telling him to go to the restroom to wash it. After Mai Kyung straightened Seo Yeon out, she apologized to Kang Woo and wanted to make amends. Things seemed to be alright, but when Kang Woo went outside, his hand pain recurred. Looking in the mirror, Seo Yeon saw Kang Woo unconsciously flipping her the bird, which made her angry, so she pushed him against the wall. This action brought back memories for Kang Woo from middle school. When he was a fat and ugly boy, no one wanted to play with him, but Seo Yeon came and became his best friend. He was flustered and hurriedly left, forgetting to pay, making everyone who had finished eating stopped by the restaurant staff. The vice principal had to use his years of savings from his secret fund to pay. Back home, Kang Woo felt his heart racing whenever he was near Seo Yeon. Thinking he had a heart condition, he went to see the doctor. The doctor guessed that he was in love, but Kang Woo denied it. They argued until dawn. The doctor finally lied that maybe he was stressed, and Kang Woo agreed with this reason. The next day, Kang Woo tried everything to relieve his stress, but when he went to school to see Seo Yeon, he got flustered and drove away. Seo Yeon went to see the vice principal to request funds for the track team and permission for Zoe to compete. but the vice principal couldn't help because Kang Woo hadn't signed off yet. When she went home, Kang Hee called to praise him for his nice clothes, and Kang Woo realized that his family was watching him. His sister even encouraged him to go to work instead of opposing him. Meanwhile, Seo Jun also came to the company to practice dancing. Seeing Kang Woo looked very cool, so he told his friends. The company manager announced that those who didn't pass the upcoming test would be eliminated, and those who passed would become members of the famous 7 dance group. After the meeting, Hyun-soo took Kang Woo to a bar, but because Kang Woo was a clean freak, he refused to let the girls touch him and left in a huff. Won Yi also went to that bar to inquire about Kang Hee, and the staff told him that he wouldn't be able to win over this tough vice president. On Kang Hee's side, she was cold, but the next day she established a daycare center for employees who worked overtime to bring their children. Won Yi, seeing Kang Hee as more interesting, decided to woo her. That night, Seo Jun was worried about the test and was about to go get a drink when Joo Hee scared him in the dark. He was angry, so the next day he sent a bunch of videos of dogs turning on the lights to get revenge and even provoked her, leaving Joo Hee completely helpless. When Seo Yeon woke up and greeted the morning light, she was startled to find Seo Jun huddled in the corner of the room, visibly distressed about his upcoming exam. His family had urged him to leave the company, but Seo Jun felt it would be humiliating after bragging about his internship at the renowned firm. Days later, Kang Woo's absence from school continued, delaying the athletic team's funding request, driving Seo Yeon crazy. Her friend advised her to meet Kang Woo directly and either plead or reprimand him, depending on the situation, but Seo Yeon didn't have his number. Mai Kyung obtained his number from Hyun-soo and gave it to Seo Yeon. When Kang Woo answered, Seo Yeon was nervous and unsure what to say, so she just blurted out her request. She suggested a meeting, but Kang Woo, wanting to tease her a bit, claimed he was exhausted and asked her to come immediately. He thought she would decline, but Seo Yeon readily agreed, surprising him. After hanging up, he had to send her his home address. Meanwhile, Mai Kyung confronted Hyun-soo, questioning why, despite being a janitor, he looked down on her and owned a luxurious car and designer clothes. Mai Kyung assumed Kang Woo bought him everything and mocked Hyun-soo for being a kept man. Hyun-soo was confused but had a sudden idea, jokingly claiming he and Kang Woo were in a relationship to discourage female admirers. At Kang Woo's home, he kept scrutinizing the funding request, which was only for 500,000 won, making Seo Yeon impatient. She finished several cans of beer. While going to the bathroom, she got lost in Kang Woo's spacious house and ended up in his office. He appeared, closed the door, and showed her the way out. Seo Yeon was delighted to learn that Kang Woo's dream of becoming a designer remained unchanged. Kang Woo intended to stall the review of the request to make her leave, but Seo Yeon remained fixated, thinking about him as a child. She opened a can of beer, but the liquid splashed onto his shirt, leading Kang Woo to believe she was deliberately trying to seduce him. While explaining the contents of the request, they sat too close, making Kang Woo uncomfortable. He retreated to his room, but Seo Yeon followed and bumped into him. The physical contact caused him embarrassment and awkwardness, so he carried her to the door and urged her to leave. Coincidentally, Min Hyuk visited him. On their way out, they ran into Hyun-soo and Mai Kyung. Mai Kyung still believed Hyun-soo was gay and was shocked to see him being friendly with Min Hyuk. That night, Kang Woo worked out until he was exhausted, unable to forget the embarrassing encounter with Seo Yeon. The next day, he approved the funding request and sent Seo Yeon's shirt, which he had picked up the previous night, back to her. Seo Yeon called to thank him, but Kang Woo was annoyed because she acted as if nothing happened the night before. During physical education class, there was a cooperative ball throwing competition. Joo Hee suggested partnering with Seo Jun to win first place and earn extra points. However, during the competition, Seo Jun was preoccupied with protecting his face, causing him to constantly dodge the ball and almost causing Joo Hee to be hit several times. Frustrated, she told him to switch positions and throw the ball decisively, helping their team to victory. After the game, she thanked Seo Jun, surprising him with her gentleness. Today, Mai Kyung was going on a blind date and asked Seo Yeon to accompany her. If Mai Kyung ordered fresh ice cream during the date, Seo Yeon was supposed to immediately call her so Mai Kyung could use that as an excuse to leave. If she didn't order ice cream, Seo Yeon could go home beforehand. While Seo Yeon was in the restroom, she overheard a girl named Rhett talking about her upcoming blind date with a guy from a food company, realizing it was Kang Woo. Seo Yeon followed without remembering her best friend Mai Kyoung. Seo Yeon observed their conversation from afar. The girl seemed refined and gentle, but Kang Woo seemed uninterested and instead reminisced about Seo Yeon drinking beer, eventually bursting into laughter. Seo Yeon felt like he was forcing himself, his expression looking sad. Mai Kyoung was on a date with a creepy guy named Nico, and she ordered fresh ice cream. However, she didn't receive a call from Seo Yeon, so she broke her own image by eating the ice cream messily. Thankfully, she managed to end the date. While driving back, Kang Woo saw illusions of Seo Yeon appearing. When he got home, he found her standing at his doorstep and tried to wave away the illusion. But the feeling was real, startling him. She noticed he was not happy and gave him a strange toy. Thinking he wouldn't like it, she tried to take it back, but Kang Woo hid the toy and told her not to touch his baby. The next day at school, Seo Yeon carried an injured student to the nurse's office of teacher Min Hyuk. After treating the student, Min Hyuk noticed Seo Yeon's injury and bandaged it for her. He shared that he had come to visit the school before and, despite disliking schools, he admired Seo Yeon carrying a student with a nosebleed and decided to work there. Kang Woo came to look for Min Hyuk and accidentally saw this scene, making him feel a bit uncomfortable. Just then, the vice principal and the supervisor came to welcome him back to the school, providing a release for his irritation. That night, after work, Kang Hee recalled Won Ye's earlier advice. It's not the gift but the way you give it, so she treated her employees with more kindness. As she backed up her car, she heard a loud crash. Looking back, she saw she had run over a toy car belonging to a seemingly idiotic young man. She said she would compensate, but he declined and left. The idiotic man was actually Won Ye in disguise. He had orchestrated the whole scenario to approach and win over this tough woman. Kang Woo, unaware of the bar's true identity as a gay bar, went to drink and called Hyun Soo out. Seo Yeon happened to arrive and saw the two men embracing, further solidifying her misunderstanding about their sexuality. At home, Won Suk, his older brother, came out of the shower and was startled to find the student from the bar at his place. After Seo Jun explained, he learned the student was tutoring his younger brother. At school, Seo Yeon talked to Kang Woo, then told him to choose a target in front and run towards it. Later, he called her and said he would pursue what he wanted. As soon as he got home, Kang Woo asked Hyun Soo how to get a girl to like him. Hyun Soo suggested following the method shown on TV, creating a big surprise, which would make any girl swoon. After learning the theory, he had to practice. The next day, he invited Seo Yeon to a fashion store, then suddenly turned on the lights and said he would give all the items in the store to the track and field team. Hearing this, Seo Yeon was happy but confused as to why he would suddenly do this. Kang Woo explained that he wanted to win her over and had confessed his feelings, hoping she would be by his side. However, Seo Yeon completely misinterpreted the confession, thinking he needed a cover and was pretending to have a girlfriend so his family wouldn't arrange blind dates for him. This way, he could happily live with Hyun Soo. However, she felt guilty towards Hyun Soo. If she agreed to be Kang Woo's fake girlfriend, Hyun Soo would be very sad. Therefore, she declined his confession, leading Kang Woo to believe she refused because she had special feelings for Hyun Soo. He immediately stormed home and got into a fight with Hyun Soo before leaving angrily. Due to this failed confession, Kang Woo ignored her whenever they met, making Seo Yeon feel guilty for rejecting his fake girlfriend proposition, preventing the progression of Kang Woo and Hyun Soo's romance. That night, she went to Kang Woo's house and said she would accept being his girlfriend. Kang Woo was overjoyed and embraced her. He leaned in for a kiss, but Seo Yeon pinched his cheek and told him to stop being so cute. When Kang Woo drove Seo Yeon home, he recalled visiting this house before and meeting her kind stepfather. Suddenly, Gun Suk arrived home. Kang Woo, unaware of his relationship with Seo Yeon, told her to stay back, protecting her. He told her not to get close to this bastard. After learning their relationship, Kang Woo apologized and announced that Seo Yeon was his girlfriend. Seo Yeon blushed, pushed Kang Woo away, and pretended to go to sleep, not wanting her brothers to know about her fake girlfriend status. The next day was their first date. To convince his family that he had a girlfriend, Seo Yeon continuously took pictures and posted them on social media. They spent the whole day together. In the evening, Kang Woo drove Seo Yeon back home, but her brother Gun Suk wanted to investigate this handsome guy who was dating his Black Crow sister, so he scheduled a meeting the next day. He advised her to reveal everything because Won Suk was so handsome that Kang Woo wouldn't be able to resist and would fall for him. Seo Yeon worried that if this happened, Hyun Soo and Kang Woo's relationship would be destroyed because of her. The next day, she confessed everything to her brother Won Suk, telling him that she was pretending to be Kang Woo's girlfriend because he was gay and in love with Hyun Soo, and she wanted to help him hide it from his family. At school, Min Hyuk used a new flavor of candy to lure Seo Yeon to the nurse's office, then used it to bribe her and treat her leg injury. Meanwhile, Seo Yeon casually asked Min Hyuk if he had a girlfriend and what his type was. Min Hyuk was dazed for a moment before saying he liked a girl who could eat anything and stay by his side, implying her, but Seo Yeon didn't realize it. At that moment, Kang Woo barged in and said he had something to tell her outside. He acted sulky and told her not to get close to Min Hyuk anymore because they were lovers. But Seo Yeon only thought their relationship was a facade and didn't agree. Kang Woo sadly retreated to his room, but seeing Seo Yeon's pictures gave him motivation to return. That night, Seo Yeon received a message from Won Suk. He sent her photos proving that Hyun Soo was dating a girl, demonstrating that their being gay was a facade. Enraged, Seo Yeon rushed to Hyun Soo's company. Upon seeing him, she lunged at him, using her keys to cut his hand and demanded he confess about the dating. Initially, Hyun Soo claimed they were lovers, but due to the pain, he had to reveal the truth. Their being gay was a lie. Seo Yeon now believed Kang Woo had pretended to date her as a prank. Therefore, she went to Kang Woo's house. He still didn't know what was going on and happily welcomed her inside. Seo Yeon said, "Are you done playing? I know you two aren't dating." She continued, "You're pranking me again like 15 years ago, when a bunch of boys got together and plotted to tease a female student, and I was the target. I heard everything they said." Kang Woo, not wanting her to be teased by those boys, had volunteered to meet her. He poured out his heart, saying he loved her, but Seo Yeon still thought he was playing along with his friends to tease her. Angry, she called him fat, ugly, and officially broke up with him. When Hyun Soo returned home and saw Kang Woo's menacing figure, he ran away. Kang Woo chased after him, broke down the door, and stormed in. He intended to beat up Hyun Soo but stopped and left. In his room, Kang Woo mumbled to himself that he would bully her from now on. The next day at school, Kang Woo said he had a lot of work and wanted to find an assistant. He then personally appointed Seo Yeon. The bank assigned her to change the oil in his car. Despite her reluctance, threatened with termination, Seo Yeon had to obey. After pretending to be busy for a while, when she returned to the office, she saw Min Hyuk waiting. Min Hyuk asked, "Why are you doing this to Seo Yeon?" Kang Woo told Min Hyuk not to interfere in his personal life and told Seo Yeon to leave. At Seo Yeon's house, after the breakup, despite her anger, she was still sad. She deleted all the pictures of them together. In the house opposite, the homeless woman was observing Seo Yeon and noticed her sadness. She received a call from her mother, telling her to come home, then picked out a beautiful dress and told her to become the wife of a man who had been divorced 3 times and had children. At the meeting, the man revealed his true nature, saying they should go upstairs to the hotel, but Jang Mi refused. Afterwards, her mother scolded her. When she was about to hit her, Kang Hee appeared and stopped her. Seeing Kang Hee's cool aura, her mother was scared and left. Kang Hee told her that if she encountered such situations, she should fight back and leave. Jang Mi sat dazed on the street when Seo Yeon appeared, giving her a pair of slippers and asking her to wear them instead of the high heels. However, Jang Mi was so different that Seo Yeon didn't recognize her as the homeless woman from before. At home, Kang Woo was hesitant about deleting the photo of them together. He then called the vice principal and asked him to arrange a gathering, saying he would pay. At the party, Kang Woo kept looking at Seo Yeon. They were friendly when talking to Min Hyuk. Initially, Seo Yeon didn't drink, but when she learned the alcohol was sweet, she finished several bottles. Just as Kang Woo went outside, he saw her drunk and talking to herself. He took a towel to wipe her hands. Seo Yeon, drunk, scolded Kang Woo and fell asleep. At that moment, Min Hyuk came out and said Kang Woo was the one who bullied Seo Yeon, so he would take her home. Min Hyuk put her in the car and was about to leave when Kang Woo stopped him and asked if he liked Seo Yeon. Just as Kang Woo was about to ask, he stopped. As they were about to do something inappropriate, Seo Yeon woke up and left. The two men worriedly ran to her house, but saw that she had already taken a taxi home, so they were relieved. The next day at school, Seo Yeon felt anxious because she had taken Kang Woo's car keys home the night before. When he approached, she thought she would be scolded, but he simply took back the keys and gave her a bottle of hangover cure. When she encountered the vice principal, he instructed her to bring the flower pot back to his office whenever she went to Kang Woo's room. Kang Woo overheard their conversation, so when Seo Yeon carried the plant, he snatched it away, brought it to the vice principal, and scolded him. Then, Kang Woo said the vice principal was the one who should be running errands, and he was worried about her because she was still unwell after the night before. When Min Hyuk received a call from his friend about an upcoming gathering and was asked to bring his girlfriend, he nervously sought Seo Yeon's help, thinking he would be flatly rejected. But to his surprise, she agreed, making him very happy. Afterwards, Min Hyuk took her to a renowned clothing store. Mai Kyung helped her pick out an outfit, and looking at the price tag, Seo Yeon almost fainted. When Min Hyuk came to look and commented, he found Seo Yeon very beautiful and kept staring at her. At that moment, Kang Woo's mother also came to buy clothes and saw the two. When Min Hyuk held her hand and left, she immediately called Kang Woo and asked, "Does Min Hyuk have a girlfriend now?" They then both went to a lavish party with their friends. During the party, a friend asked who pursued whom first. Min Hyuk confessed that he fell in love with Seo Yeon at first sight. Later, there was a party to collect donations for the poor. Min Hyuk revealed to Seo Yeon that everyone there was wearing expensive clothes but contributing worthless items, just wanting the gathering to be more meaningful. The next day, when she went to report on the running team's situation, Kang Woo was not present. Seo Yeon intended to report the next day, but he told her to go to his house now. At Kang Woo's house, Seo Yeon saw the potato plant she had gifted him the previous day, and he seemed to have taken good care of it. Suddenly, Seo Yeon's stomach rumbled. Kang Woo told her to eat whatever she wanted from the refrigerator. Seo Yeon immediately rushed in and took 2 raw sausages to eat. Seeing her eating without cooking, Kang Woo helplessly went into the kitchen and cooked a 5-star restaurant-worthy meal for her. After eating and drinking heartily, when Seo Yeon was having dessert, Kang Woo got a call asking him to send a manuscript. He beckoned her to stay put, but Seo Yeon misunderstood and thought he was calling her to his office. She saw many beautiful designs, but strangely, no clothes for women, unlike him when he was in middle school. The drawings of her that he had made were still there. The next day at school, Kang Woo didn't ask Seo Yeon to do any errands, making her feel a little lonely. He said he had something to do soon, so she could go home. But when he saw her sitting alone in the car, he couldn't bear it and cancelled his interview, turning the car around and asking Seo Yeon to drive, taking him to get something to eat. That night, at home, when Seo Joon was doing his homework, the power suddenly went out. He was scared and went downstairs, accidentally tripping. He then huddled against the wall and cried because it reminded him of his childhood when his parents passed away, leaving him alone. Joo-hee saw this and worriedly went over and hugged him. When the power came back, Seo Joon shyly told her not to tell his sister and went back to his room. When Seo Yeon drove Kang Woo home, she suddenly braked abruptly and used her hand to stop him from hitting his head. But her hand touched Kang Woo, making him flustered and lowering his seat, pretending to be sleepy. When she saw a drunk uncle in front of her, about to drive, she rushed up to stop the car and yelled at him. But he didn't listen and was about to hit her when Kang Woo appeared and stopped him. At a hotel, when Kang Hee was drinking coffee, a playboy saw her and acted flirty. When Kang Hee went down to the parking lot, she saw the man with his accomplices taking a girl away. Then, a goat-like kiss appeared and snatched the girl, running towards the car. Kang Hee told her to drive. As she looked, she realized he was acting to approach her, so she said, "Get out of the car, Won-yi, and I will take her away." As she drove away, the men who had just been there came out and asked who he was and why he was doing that. Then, they jumped him and beat him up. Kang Hee took the girl to the hospital and, according to intelligence, she knew that the playboy was the son of a director in Gangnam, and that Won Yi wasn't acting. Kang Hee arrived and presented evidence, including the girl's testimony. The playboy was also worried and agreed to withdraw his lawsuit. She also found the man Won Yi very interesting. At that moment, lawyer Kim also arrived because someone had called him. Kang Hee followed and saw Kang Woo with a girl. She told lawyer Kim not to tell his family about it, because it would have serious consequences. Back home, Kang Woo was still wondering about Seo Yeon stopping the drunk driver on the road. When he went out to talk, he learned that when she was in middle school, Seo Yeon's mother had been hit by a drunk driver. The next day, Kang Woo went for a run and passed Seo Yeon's house. He stopped for a while, then the door opened and Seo Yeon also went for a run to forget about what happened the day before. When she ran out to the bridge, Kang Woo followed her. He was happy because he also enjoyed living a healthy lifestyle. He saw Seo Yeon's bright smile, just like before. He went up to apologize for what happened the day before, and then said he was sorry for liking her. Hearing the confession-like words, she was flustered and hit him before running off. Kang Woo wanted to chase after her, but Seo Yeon ran as fast as flash, leaving him breathless. Back home, she felt her heart pounding and excused it by saying it was because she hadn't exercised in a long time. At school, Seo Yeon's face was blank. Min Hyuk put his hand on her forehead, then Kang Woo grabbed his hand and pushed him away. Seeing him, she sat down to eat with him, but then Seo Yeon avoided him. Kang Woo tried to make conversation, but she ignored him. Min Hyuk went up to the rooftop to find her and saw Seo Yeon sitting there. After talking for a while, she felt better. When she was at home, she said she couldn't keep avoiding Kang Woo forever. At that moment, Kang Woo stood at the door, and Joo Hee opened it for him. Kang Woo approached Seo Yeon, making her heart almost explode. Then, he left. That night, she talked to Mai Kyung. Mai Kyung said Kang Woo was telling the truth. When the assistant came and played the new song by the band High 7 for Hyun Soo, he said the lyrics seemed a bit old and was about to ask Kang Woo's opinion. But looking over, he saw Kang Woo moved to tears by the story of unrequited love in the song. When Seo Yeon got home, she remembered the hurtful things she had said to Kang Woo. She decided to go to his house. Going inside, she apologized for the past and admitted she had misunderstood everything, blaming him. She went up to him and said she would answer Kang Woo's confession. He waited anxiously, but she apologized about it. As she went outside, Kang Woo followed and asked if it was because he was too mean that she didn't want to date him. She woke up and said she didn't want to date someone as handsome as him because she was tired of handsome men. The next day, Kang Woo called Seo Joon to his office and found a reason to scold him. After that, he went to Mr. Kanda's workplace to request a test drive. Finally, he went to his second brother Won Suk. But Junsu was not an easy person to deal with. So Kang Woo was afraid of getting slashed at any moment and didn't dare to shout. After some time of extra lessons with a tutor, Seo Joon was able to rise more than 100 ranks during practice. However, because he was still thinking about the previous night, he lost focus and fell, getting scolded by the coach. That night, Seo Yeon got drunk at Hayes' bar. Afterwards, she called Kang Woo and said crazy things. Kang Woo was touched after hearing that, hung up the phone and said that she was drunk before hanging up. Seo Yeon was staggering and about to fall when Kang Woo appeared and held her up. She asked him if he was going to disappear again. Kang Woo told her to give him some time. The next morning, waking up, Seo Yeon wished the previous night was just a dream. When she opened her contacts and didn't see the call log, she believed it was just a dream. When Min Hyuk was talking to his friend in the infirmary, his friend mentioned his identity as the grandson of the food corporation. Just as Seo Yeon came to deliver the documents, she heard it and excused herself. Min Hyuk was angry for revealing his identity and told his friend to get lost. Afterwards, going outside, he apologized for hiding it from her all this time. But actually, Seo Yeon already knew about it. When the two of them went to the friend group, Min Hyuk wanted to hide it, because many people changed their behavior after knowing his identity. Seo Yeon was different. She still treated him as well as before. Seo Yeon was worried because Kang Woo hadn't gone to school for the past few days. When he came to wait in front of her house, he gave her the car to drive to eat. While eating noodles, Seo Yeon asked if he changed because she thought he was ugly. Kang Woo replied that it was true. But he didn't blame her because everyone liked his handsome face. When Jang Mai set up her shop, she saw Seo Yeon sitting in front of her house. Being a kind person, Seo Yeon brought Jang Mai home and intended to let her live with her. The two brothers also agreed, only telling her not to cause trouble. Seo Jun opposed because he was scared, so he agreed. The next day was the day the track team was going to compete. Kang Woo arrived and went to the area where the track team would stay by bus with everyone. When they arrived, Kang Woo was shocked. He told the students not to get off the bus and then took them to a high-class hotel. Any missing expenses would be charged to his own pocket. When the two of them went to the beach, because he was worried about her catching a cold, Kang Woo used his jacket to cover her. Seeing Seo Yeon's back, he told her to stand still and then leaned his head against her back. Just then, Min Hyuk was looking for a hotel and saw this scene. That afternoon, Min Hyuk went to meet Kang Woo and asked him who he was that made her so preoccupied. Kang Woo stepped closer, covered Seo Yeon's eyes and kissed her. At this moment, Mai Kyung was also on her way to the hotel when she suddenly met Hyun Soo leading his people to perform. At that time, she finally knew that he was the director, so she pulled Hyun Soo aside and blamed him for telling her that she was a janitor before, which caused her to mess everything up. When Min Hyuk was about to leave, Hyun Soo drove over and gave her a ride. Unexpectedly, their destinations were the same. Both arrived at the hotel in the evening. Min Hyuk called Seo Yeon to go out for dinner together. When they went outside, Kang Woo was about to start a conversation, but Seo Yeon was still shocked about what happened before, so she avoided the topic. During dinner, Kang Woo sat nearby and kicked Seo Yeon's foot. At first, she didn't notice, but after a few times, she was angry and said she was going to the restroom. Kang Woo also asked for permission to go outside. When they met outside, Kang Woo said that she would support teacher Min Hyuk, so he should try his best. Seo Yeon told Kang Woo to stop because she had to worry about the match tomorrow. Kang Woo agreed, but said that he had been holding back for too long. This time he would not let her slip away. Those words were enough to move Seo Yeon. Before going to sleep, Kang Woo made a date with Seo Yeon, but because she didn't want him to see her face, Seo Yeon wore Mai Kyung's facial massager, which made him jump. Kang Woo gave her a designer pillow and told her to sleep well before leaving. The next day, Kang Woo planned to go with everyone to cheer for the track competition, but Hyun Soo called. He said that the stylist had an accident and there were no clothes to replace. Kang Woo immediately took Min Hyuk to help with the makeup for everyone. The track competition also won first place, so everyone was very happy. When everyone was on the bus going back, In-soo told the driver to stop and let his trainees get on the bus and go back with them. On the bus, seeing Mai Kyung had fallen asleep, In-soo was about to touch her cheek when Min Hyuk bit him. Seo Jun also wanted to talk to Seo Yeon, so he pretended to reach out and dropped her headphones. He congratulated her for winning, and then the two of them watched a video of Seo Jun dancing together. As for Kang Woo and Min Hyuk, they were still fighting over who would look at Seo Yeon in front. While Kang Hee was working, she received a call from World Cup. They told her to come and deliver the car she had bought. She asked what he wanted from her. Kang Woo said that he had really wanted to find her before. Kang Hee told him that with his strong physique, he could do a much better job, which made him a little scared. After some thought, Min Hyuk went to see his grandmother and agreed to work for the company. At school, Kang Woo and Seo Yeon told each other that on the day she made a date with him 15 years ago, her parents had a car accident that night. Afterwards, she was hospitalized for a month, which is why he stood her up. Kang Woo went to see a psychologist to talk about his feelings, but he was still scared because of the argument a few days ago, so he pretended to be sick and ended the session early. At Seo Yeon's house, Kendi was still thinking about Kang Hee's request. When he went to find out about that strange girl Jang Mai, she and Run-ri had promised together to marry a rich person, so he was motivated to call Kang Hee about the job. When Mai Kyung went inside, she saw Jang Mai imitating Seo Yeon. She secretly went up to the room to see if there was anything suspicious, and saw a strange bag. She was about to open the bag to see when Jang Mai went up. Seeing Mai Kyung, Jang Mai happily ran over and hugged her tightly. Although she was suspicious, the mixed rice Jang Mai made was too delicious, so she couldn't resist. When Seo Jun went to the dance company, he couldn't find his senior. He heard the dancers say that the audience loved Seo Jun, but on the contrary, his senior was criticized for not having a handsome face. At this time, his senior was nervously reading the comments when Seo Jun came and gave him a bottle of water and told him to keep going. However, as soon as Seo Jun left, his senior threw the bottle of water into the trash can. To save as much as possible, Hyun-soo repaired all the company's broken equipment himself. However, he told the secretary to make a high-grade tea for the guests, which was Mai Kyung. She wasn't very interested in coming here, even though Hyun-soo said he wanted to thank her for the other day. When Mai Kyung was about to leave, he pulled her hand to a high-end store, telling her to choose whatever she wanted. But Mai Kyung felt like she was being treated like a gold digger, so she angrily left. When Hyun-soo went to Kang Hee's place, she gave him a contract. After signing it, she took him shopping, and Hyun-soo's main job was to be her bodyguard. That night, when Seo Yeon and Hyun-soo sat talking, Seo Yeon said that when Kang Woo kissed her, she didn't feel anything. Mai Kyung thought it was because Kang Woo had never been in a relationship before, so he didn't know how to kiss, which made her disappointed. The student who liked Min Hyuk made a date with his tutor at Kang Suk's bar, because he had seen the two of them talking to each other. At home, Joo Hee told Seo Jun that she would talk to Seo Yeon about the other day. Seo Jun sat there crying, but Kang Do told her she didn't have that right because she was just a stranger living there, so she should leave quietly and not say anything. Seo Yeon, wanting to verify the truth of Mai Kyung's words, quickly went to Kang Woo's house. He was happy to see her, but was shocked when she said, "Kiss me." Seo Yeon leaned in to kiss him, but she didn't feel anything either. Kang Woo said that it was her who created this situation first, then leaned in to kiss her. After the passionate kiss, Seo Yeon said again that she would marry Min Hyuk, which shocked him. When Hyun-soo returned and saw Kang Woo sitting alone dejectedly, he advised him that life was short, so if he couldn't get one girl, he should go after another. But when he heard that Seo Yeon said she would marry Min Hyung, he didn't agree and went to Min Hyung's house. Just as she was sleeping, he angrily beat him up. Hyun-soo went inside, shocked by this messy house. He didn't dare to say it out loud, but instead pretended to praise it. Then, he knelt down, took out the ring and proposed to her. When the ring was about to be put on her finger, Mai Kyung pulled her hand back and looked at him with a terrifying gaze. So Kang Woo had gained another ally. When Kang Woo went to school, he saw his grandmother sitting waiting for him. She said that he was abusing his power by making a contract teacher do errands and that the principal would be transferring his job to someone else. Kang Woo realized who the snitch was and went to see Min Hyuk. He had told his grandmother so that Kang Woo could leave Seo Yeon, then he would become the headmaster of the school. Seo Yeon just heard the news and came to see. Seeing Kang Woo sitting there in sorrow and without vitality, he leaned his head against Seo Yeon and said that he was very hurt, so she should love him. The tutor at the school was confessed to by the person who liked him. The tutor happily agreed, but then the other person laughed. It turned out that he had conspired with his friend to film a video and post it on social media. At home, Seo Yeon asked if Seo Jun's mental illness was cured. He said that she didn't need to worry about that because he had forgotten it. She pushed Seo Jun into the room and locked the door so he couldn't get out. After a while, when she opened the door, she saw him sitting hunched over, crying. The older siblings had a meeting and decided he should see a doctor. But Seo Run was angry because he knew things would be complicated if everyone knew. He ran out and met June, so he asked why she had snitched and then pushed her away and left. That night, Joo Hee went to Seo Yeon's room and asked why Seo Jun was like that. Seo Yeon explained that on the night her parents had the accident, everyone went to the hospital and no one remembered that Seo Jun was still a child, sleeping in the room. When he woke up and didn't see anyone, he sat crying until morning. But that morning was the day his parents were gone. Joo Hee listened to the story and cried her eyes out. She finally understood the pain Seo Jun had been through. The two brothers were now hesitant about whether to tell Seo Yeon the truth about the night of the accident, when Kang Hee called Won Yi to be her bodyguard. On his first day of work, Won Yi drove Kang Hee to a party for partners. Before entering, Kang Hee took medicine because her alcohol tolerance wasn't good. After a while, the meeting ended, and Kang Hee stepped out looking a little dazed. Won Yi took her to a nearby park and bought her some water. He asked why she chose him when there were so many bodyguards in the company. Kang Hee said because her daily schedule was reported to her grandmother and mother by the drivers. The next day, at school, the vice principal announced that Min Hyuk would be the next director. As for Seo Yeon, she knew that Kang Woo lost his job because of Min Hyuk. When Min Hyuk wanted to talk to her, Seo Yeon just said hello briefly and left. He went to the equipment room to find her, but Seo Jun said that everything around was still the same, nothing was different, only Min Hyuk had changed. Kang Woo was now at the company, no longer having the cleanliness syndrome. He devoured his food. Afterwards, Seo Yeon went to see Min Hyuk to apologize for the loss that had occurred. He confessed that he liked her, but Seo Yeon refused and said that she liked Kang Woo. Then, she went to Kang Woo's house, but he wasn't home. At this time, Kang Woo called and said that he was waiting in front of her house. The two of them went to the park together, took selfies and went to a classic photo studio to take instant photos. Meanwhile, Kang Woo's parents went to his house, but didn't find anyone. Coming out of his office, his father immediately told his mother to go home. Seeing her husband's strange attitude, she ran into the room and was surprised to learn that Kang Woo was a fashion designer, even though no one in the family agreed. She also found a stack of photos he had drawn, and realized it was the girl who had been with Min Hyuk the other day. She took the stack of photos and asked Min Hyuk if this girl was his girlfriend. Min Hyuk replied no and said that she was the girl Kang Woo liked. That night, as Seo Yeon was sleeping, she remembered the incident in middle school. After sending Kang Woo a message to meet, she asked her mother to drive her. Her stepfather also agreed and wanted to see what the future son-in-law was like, so he went along, but on the way, a drunk driver hit their car, causing all three of them to have an accident. Her stepfather woke up and woke Seo Yeon up, then tried to break the window to get her out first. He said that he and her mother were fine, so he told her to go out and run straight ahead, don't look back. When Seo Yeon got out of the car, a loud noise echoed and the car plunged down the slope. She listened to her father and ran to the highway for help, then fainted. Remembering everything, Seo Yeon thought her parents died because she asked them to drive her. She only knew how to push everything out of her mind so she wouldn't have to face it. Kang Woo was still happily in love, even going all the way to pick up Seo Yeon, but she had gone to school early, so he could only give her brother-in-law a ride for a short distance. When Seo Jun went to school and told Seo Yeon that Kang Woo was looking for her, Seo Yeon hugged her little brother tightly. Seo Yeon told Kang Woo that they could meet another day, she was busy today. When Kang Woo just left, Seo Yeon appeared and watched his car go away. Kang Woo's mother was very angry at this moment, trying to find a suitable girl for him to marry and have children, while his father was worried and wanted to tell him the news. That night, Seo Yeon went for a run. Her elder brother and second brother were worried about her younger sister, so they ran with her. The three of them then stopped at a beer bar to talk. Won Yi apologized to Seo Yeon for not telling her the truth, and confidently claimed that his alcohol tolerance was better than hers, challenging her to a drinking contest. But after a while, he himself got drunk. Just then, Seo Jun came back from dance practice and had to help his elder brother back. When the four of them arrived in front of the gate, they saw Kang Woo standing waiting for Seo Yeon at the nearby coffee shop. Seeing Seo Yeon was sad, Kang Woo comforted her and told her that if she had any worries, she should just tell him everything, that way she would feel better. At school, Seo Yeon was still thinking about her relationship with Kang Woo. Suddenly, Kang Woo's mother came to see her and asked her to break up with her son because the two families were too different in social status. She was about to take money out of her bag to give her when Seo Yeon immediately stood up and agreed. Kang Woo's mother was surprised that, before she even offered the money, she had already agreed so easily. When it was time to sign the contract, Kang Hee met Won Yi and said she was hungry, so he took her to a dining table and gave her a pair of slippers to wear to be more comfortable than her high heels. Won Yi had prepared a family meal for Kang Hee because he knew she often ate hastily. At Won Suk's bar, a junior ran in and showed him the video of the tutor being tricked. This was the reason he hadn't come to teach the two children for the past few days. After accepting Kang Woo's mother's request, Seo Yeon went to his house. Kang Woo happily welcomed her, but Seo Yeon acted rudely, going into each room and admiring his expensive possessions. Afterwards, she said that she had forgotten that the gap between their two families didn't allow them to be together. When Seo Yeon was about to say goodbye, Kang Woo stopped her, hugged her, and apologized even though he didn't know what was going on. Kang Woo's mother also came, pretending not to know who Seo Yeon was, and asked. When she saw Seo Yeon hesitating, Kang Woo took her hand and said that she was his girlfriend. Kang Woo's mother pretended to be happy to greet her. Seo Yeon also went along with it. But at a glance, Kang Woo immediately realized this was his mother's plan. After talking for a while, Kang Woo finally believed that his mother wasn't involved in this. When Seo Yeon went home, Kang Woo's mother was waiting outside and said that she could continue dating Kang Woo and then break up slowly, because she didn't want their mother-son relationship to be hurt, so she had to do this. The next day, Kang Woo called Min Hyuk, but he didn't answer. Kang Woo went to Min Hyuk's office and asked if he was the one who told everything to Kang Woo's mother. Min Hyuk claimed that he couldn't lie, so he had told his mother. Kang Woo said that Min Hyuk was making him more and more uncomfortable, while Min Hyuk said that because he didn't want to be a good person anymore, so he did this because being a good person only made him suffer. At this time, Jang Mai had dressed up beautifully and came to see Kang Hee. She asked Kang Hee to go and tell her younger brother to stop dating Seo Yeon, otherwise she would tell her father to stop cooperating with the food company. Kang Hee laughed and said that if they stopped cooperating, Jang Mai's father's company would be at a disadvantage. Afterwards, Kang Hee reminded Jang Mai that they had met before, making Jang Mai remember that she was the kind person she met the other day, and then she left. When Min Hyuk returned to the infirmary, he saw Seo Yeon spraying pain relief spray. She got injured while training the kids. When Seo Yeon finished treating herself and was about to leave, Min Hyuk said that he was the one who told Kang Woo's mother about their dating. This made Seo Yeon very disappointed because teacher Min Hyuk didn't do that before. Because he saw the tutor not coming to teach for a long time, Seo Jun and Ju Hee, Han Suk went to the tutor's school. He saw him wearing a hood to avoid everyone's gaze in the classroom. He was constantly being peeked at and criticized by his classmates. At this time, Gun Suk entered the classroom, went to the tutor, and encouraged him to have the courage to take off his hat. The troublemaker above seemed to feel ashamed and avoided Gun Suk's gaze. When school was over, Gun Suk drove over and pulled the troublemaker away. He warned him not to touch the tutor ever again, or there would be consequences. Mai Kyung was still suspicious of Jang Mai's identity, so she followed her and caught her dressing up beautifully. After hearing Jang Mai tell the whole story about Seo Yeon, Mai Kyung burst into tears and angrily asked Seo Yeon if she considered her a friend, why she kept it a secret like this. Seo Yeon had to tell the truth that she wanted to break up with Kang Woo, not only because his mother came to see her, but also because she didn't want to blame Kang Woo when they were in love. She believed that if she hadn't made a date with him that day, things might have been different. While Kang Woo's family was eating, he came in and devoured the pieces of cake. His mother saw this and didn't dare to argue because she was the one who did wrong. Now, Seo Yeon knew that Jang Mai wasn't actually homeless and still had parents. When Seo Yeon wanted her to move out, Jang Mai said that her parents only saw her as a tool to make money. Hearing this, Seo Yeon couldn't bear to kick her out and let her stay. Jang Mai told the story of seeing Kang Woo standing hesitantly in front of her house. She ran out to the car and yelled, asking why he didn't answer his phone and was avoiding her. Kang Woo did this because he didn't want to hear her break up with him, so he chose to run away. The next day, Kang Hee called Gun Dee but didn't get through, so she went to his house. By chance, she met Won Suk when he came back from the supermarket. Won Yi said he wanted to stop doing this job. Kang Hee worriedly asked if there was anything wrong with the contract. Won Yi replied that it wasn't because of the contract, but he had lied that he didn't want to take advantage of her to make money, telling her to go home. Hyun Soo sat and waited but didn't see Kang Woo come to the meeting. When he arrived home, he saw Kang Woo eating fast food, walking tiredly, then even tripped and fell. Soo called to announce that Seo Yeon was outside, but Kang Woo insisted not to open the door. After that, he ran outside to look at Seo Yeon. When Mai Kyung arrived at work, she saw Hyun Soo sitting in her place. As the two of them were chatting, Mai Kyung's phone rang. She asked Hyun Soo to wait for her at the bus stop, but he only wanted to wait for her to go home, so she agreed. Afterwards, Hyun-soo burst into tears because he was afraid that if his mother died, he would follow her. Seo-yeon received a message from Kang-woo at this time. He told her to come to his house so he could listen to her. As soon as they met, Kang-woo asked why she broke up with him. Seo-yeon said there was another reason, which was that she didn't love him. After saying that, she left. Kang-woo also chased after her. He loved her madly to the point where he said that she could play with him for as long as she wanted. When she got bored, she could just throw him away. It didn't matter. Seo-yeon didn't pay attention, but when Kang-woo disappeared from sight, she burst into tears. The sky also started raining. Min Hyuk appeared and held an umbrella over her. Seo-yeon said she loved Kang-woo very much, but just being the one who loved him unilaterally was enough. Kang-woo saw this scene. He took his umbrella and chased after her. Seeing Seo-yeon crying, he threw his umbrella down and ran to her, asking why she was crying. Kang-woo said that if she cried, he would cry too. When Kang-woo was about to chase after her, Min Hyuk stopped him and punched him. On the way home, Seo-yeon met Gun-suk's second brother, so he took her home. Hyun-soo then took Mai Kyung from the hospital. Seeing that she was hungry, he opened the fridge, but only saw makeup, no food, so he ended up having to cook a bowl of porridge with eggs. Mai Kyung seemed to feel the warmth from him. Because Seo-yeon had cried all night, her eyes were swollen like panda eyes, so she wore glasses today. Her personality was also very unusual. When she went to school, Mai Kyung seemed worried when she saw her mother was sick. When Seo-yeon came to return the umbrella, she saw Min Hyuk was putting on bandages himself, so she helped him. She returned the umbrella and acted very politely. The doctor came to Kang-woo's house for treatment at double the price. When he asked about Kang-woo's love life, he suddenly burst into laughter, making the doctor worried. The doctor ran to the bathroom because he was afraid that if Kang-woo knew his secret, it would be dangerous. Meanwhile, in a library, a beggar who looked exactly like the doctor was reading a book and saw that the author of the book looked exactly like him, so he felt very confused. Kang-woo's mother was shopping when she accidentally got her shoe caught in a drain. She couldn't lift it no matter how hard she tried. Just then, Seo-yeon saw it and helped her, then ran away. That night, Min Hyuk brought beer and supplements to Kang-woo because he had accidentally punched him. Mai Kyung saw Seo-yeon was sad, so she took her shopping for new clothes, told her to change her style, and then went for a walk together, taking a few photos along the way. But after walking for a while, Seo-yeon saw the gift she had given Kang-woo. Memories flooded back, making her cry and have to go home. That day, Seo-yeon waited for a long time, but didn't see her senior. Then she learned that he was very shocked by the malice from the audience. When she went home, she saw Joo-hee dressed very seductively and working at a karaoke bar. Seo-yeon immediately went in and pulled her out, but Joo-hee said he shouldn't interfere in her work. The two of them didn't know that this scene had been captured by the senior from afar, and he planned to get revenge. At Gun-suk's bar, the tutor was surprised to see a famous celebrity appear. He invited the tutor to go out for a drink. When Gun-suk turned back, he couldn't see the tutor. He was only told by the staff that he had gone with the celebrity. Gun-suk immediately ran to find him, seeing the tutor carrying many things and knowing that he was safe. Kang-woo was sleeping when he received Seo-yeon's picture. After watching it, he said he would take Seo-yeon home, making him jump and drive to her house. When Gun-suk was working, he received a notice of breach of contract, having to pay 10 times the amount. Because he didn't have much money, he went to see Kalair. Kalair said that as long as he dated her, all debts would be cleared. Gun-suk, who was self-respecting, said that he only cared about her because of the money before. Kang-hee, who had never had a romantic feeling before, wanted to try dating. Seo-yeon was sad when Kang-woo's mother came looking for her. She was shocked to see Seo-yeon always wearing old-fashioned sportswear, so she bought a dress for her to wear when dating Kang-woo. Seo-yeon wanted to say that she had broken up with Kang-woo, but seeing her so scary, she stopped. Because Seo-yeon kept avoiding him, Min Hyuk went to her house. He said he wanted to chat like before. That night, Seo-yeon was sad, missing Kang-woo, and saw the pictures tucked into the room, which included Kang-woo sitting sadly, making her cry. At Gun-suk's bar, Kang-woo listened to the story of what happened on the day of the accident. He felt guilty and wasn't focused on driving. When a flash of light appeared in front of Seo Yeon, Gun Suk comforted her, making her happy. Seo Yeon returned to Kang Woo's house, but when she called him, a strange man answered, saying that an accident had just happened there. Seo Yeon was very distressed when suddenly Kang Woo appeared beside her, making her jump. He explained that there had been an accident on the way, so he called the police and accidentally dropped his phone. Seeing Seo Yeon's worried face, Kang Woo stepped forward and kissed her. But immediately after that, he stepped back, and after hearing about her parents, he felt it was his fault and he didn't have the right to love her. Back home, Seo Yeon interrogated Mai Kyung and Jang Mai, but both of them only wanted to speak and then were afraid of her anger, so they stopped. In the end, only her second brother knew about this, so Seo Yeon went to threaten him, but he didn't know anything either. It turned out that the person who told Kang Woo was her second brother. The next day, Seo Yeon brought the phone to Kang Woo, but he didn't open the door and told her to leave it outside. He felt he didn't have the face to see her anymore. Seo Yeon stood beside him, and Gun Suk suddenly opened the door, making Kang Woo angry. He beat Gun Suk up. After that, Seo Yeon called Gun Suk to apologize and said she wanted to get back together. But Kang Woo said he didn't have the right anymore and wanted her to change. As she went out, Seo Yeon met Min Hyuk. He invited her to eat, and they both went to a candy shop. Min Hyuk asked why she didn't like him but liked Kang Woo, but Seo Yeon couldn't explain. It was just a feeling from the heart. After that, Min Hyuk went to Kang Woo's house and said he liked Seo Yeon, so he would try to win her over. That night, after teaching, the tutor went out and saw Gun Suk waiting. He took him home, rubbed his head, and told him not to wander around. When the tutor walked up to the stairs, he saw his father waiting, bringing him a bunch of sweet potatoes and saying he believed in him. He had never been disappointed in him. The next day, Kang Hee went in front of Gun Suk's house and asked why he kept rejecting her. Gun Suk told her to give up on dating, but Kang Hee suddenly asked him if he wanted to kiss. When he was surprised, she stepped forward and kissed him. Kang Woo went to work like a lost soul, not focused. Seo Jun, after knowing that his senior had returned to dance, was very happy and went to ask him about it. But he said in a suggestive way that he should enjoy himself before falling to the bottom of society. He was looking at the picture he had taken before, and wondering what the boy he liked would be like. Kang Woo advised the tutor to bravely tell his father. The next day, Kang Woo went to see the doctor. When he was about to leave, he asked the doctor if he could pull it because he wanted to cut off the excess thread. Dr. Jun, because he was so scared, cut a large piece of his shirt. When Kang Woo left, someone knocked on the door. The doctor opened the door and was startled to see the man in front of him looked exactly like him. Kang Woo's grandmother went to school to visit her grandson. When she got up after admiring the flowers, Seo Yeon thought she was dizzy, so she carried her into the infirmary and then ran to call Min Hyuk to examine her. Seo Yeon still didn't know she was Kang Woo's grandmother. When Min Hyuk was about to explain, she stopped him and realized that he was the one Kang Woo loved. After seeing her off, Min Hyuk was worried about what happened when he was still a doctor. At that time, an incident occurred that made him not want to continue this profession anymore. At home, Kang Woo looked forward to Seo Yeon coming, but when he saw her standing at the door, he ran out, but there was no one. He thought he was hallucinating, but actually Seo Yeon had run away. Won Yi and Kang Hee were dating at this time. He said he had 3 more siblings, but Kang Hee didn't pay much attention. When she returned to the company and looked at Seo Yeon's profile, she was surprised to find that Seo Yeon was Gun Suk's sister. While Seo Yeon was sleeping, she dreamed of the things she had been through with Kang Woo. When she woke up, she sneaked out. Seo Yeon ran to Kang Woo's house and said she wouldn't go back tonight. She wanted to stay. Kang Woo, seeing her holding his shirt, was no longer cold, but pulled her into the house. Inside, he said nervously that he didn't know what to do, while Seo Yeon said she knew, then rushed to hug him. Her head hit Kang Woo's chin, making him wince in pain. At home, Won Yi, after seeing the pictures and not seeing Seo Yeon at home, collapsed. He called Hyun-soo and asked for Kang Woo's address because he thought something was going to happen, so he took Hyun-soo with him. When Seo Yeon and Kang Woo were still dazed and confused about what to do next, she accidentally fell through the trapdoor that was opened. They had been dancing very enthusiastically to warm up. When they got to the room, the three of them arrived and saw the two idiots doing something like a bull game. Not knowing Won Yi had already arrived, the father asked Kang Woo, and he apologized for being a thick-faced, selfish person. If not for Seo Yeon, then there would be no one else. Won Yi left and thought that maybe Kang Woo wasn't a bad guy after all. The next day at school, Mai Kyung taught Seo Yeon that she had a problem. After all, Kang Woo was a fashion designer, and her underwear was like a kid's. Kang Woo's family had dinner together. His mother no longer had any intention of forbidding the two of them, but rather was considering having them get married and settle down. Byuan and Kang Hee were having a happy date together. When asked about Won Yi's family, he took out a picture of the four of them and said that he and Dakan were not biological brothers, but loved each other very much. This seemed to be getting more and more complicated. If Kang Woo and Seo Yeon got married, she and Run Ri wouldn't be able to be together. So Kang Hee went to find Kang Woo and told him to break up with Rion. She would give him everything he wanted. But if Seo Yeon died, Kang Woo would die. Would she be able to resurrect him? Upon hearing that, Kang Hee had no choice but to give up. Seo Jun was at school. When he was showing off his dancing to his friends, he accidentally dislocated his shoulder and cried. Seo Yeon and Min Hyuk drove him to the hospital. There, he remembered what had happened before. Back then, the professor who performed surgery on him had made a mistake that caused the little boy to pass away. Even though it was a treatable case, because he needed to clear his conscience, he didn't tell the patient's family about it. So Bin Huk quit his job. Kang Woo went to find the doctor, telling him that he was not a good brother. Unexpectedly, the doctor cried, hugged him and said that he wasn't the good brother, calling out the name of the sibling he was calling. Kang Woo didn't understand, asking, "Isn't the doctor Dong Go?" He replied, "I am Bang Go." Mai Kyung, wanting Seo Yeon to be more attractive, bought her a bunch of new lingerie. Although Seo Yeon didn't like it, as soon as Mai Kyung said Kang Woo would like it, she took it. Then she told Seo Yeon to pay attention to Jang Mai. She was very strange, always imitating her appearance. Seo Yeon didn't think so and opened the closet to put the clothes away. When Mai Kyung saw Jang Mai hiding in the closet, Seo Yeon pulled Jang Mai out, determined to open her handbag to see if it contained money like Joey had said. No, but when she opened it, it was filled with ordinary clothes, nothing suspicious. Jang Mai came up to ask why she was imitating Seo Yeon. She said because Jang Mai wanted to become someone like Seo Yeon. At home, she was always seen as useless, but here she felt like a real member of the family. Jang Mai said she would move now. Before leaving, Jang Mai hugged both sisters in the farewell eyes, then left. But Jang Mai went to the multi-story apartment building in front. The two were very moved to learn that Mai was lazy about paying the monthly bills, so she had bought the land of the apartment complex. When Kang Woo and Seo Yeon went out to eat together, Kang Woo was fascinated by Rion's eating and hair-stroking actions. At that moment, Run Ri also had a date with his girlfriend here. He planned to introduce Seo Yeon to her. Kang Hee just arrived, saw her younger brother there, so she ran away and called Won Yi out. As soon as he got in the car, Kang Hee proposed marriage, which made him jump. That night, Kang Woo took Seo Yeon home. She didn't know why it wasn't his house but hers. It turned out she had thought negatively on her own. At night, in the car, Kang Woo was still trying to control himself about Rion's charm. The photo of Seo Jun and Ju Hee was leaked online. Hyun Soo sent the secretary to meet Seo Ron and ask if he wanted to make a statement. But if he did, the criticism would be directed at Ju Hee, so he refused. Accepting to quit his job when he got home, Yoha ran out to ask him if he was okay. Seo Jun pretended that he was fine, although he often said that she didn't work at the bar. Gunsi's workplace thought about the things she used to say. He called her and said, "Let's get married," which made her very happy. While Seo Yeon was on her way home from work, Min Hyuk appeared and invited her to dinner. Min Hyuk said he couldn't lie and wanted her to ask if he could give her up. After Seo Yeon asked, he said he would try not to like her anymore. Then, he ran away. She went to Kang Woo's house and told him that his mother had called and told them to date. Both families had agreed. Kang Woo hugged Seo Yeon against the wall and kissed her hand, but suddenly he told her to go home for a bit. However, Seo Yeon wanted to run home in her beautiful lingerie. Kang Woo was also relieved, telling her that she didn't need to wear anything extra beautiful, because she was the flower. Then, he carried Seo Yeon into the room. After a passionate night, Seo Yeon returned home. When Mike Hyung interrogated her, she blushed and ran away. When he saw that Dakan didn't use the clothes he bought and Kang Woo still liked her, he was happy that Kang Woo genuinely liked her. When Seo Yeon and Gun Seo Yeon were eating breakfast, Seo Jun and Ju Hee came out to ask for their help because he had caused trouble. Hearing this, the two misunderstood and thought he had crossed the line, so they were going to scold him. After listening to the explanation, Seo Yeon and Seo Jun went to Hyun Soo's company to clarify. It turned out Zero didn't work as a bar waitress, but only as a model there. Hyun Soo also understood and called the person who had spread the photo. Sao Ram was very surprised that it was his senior who he had always loved before he was fired. Hyun Soo revealed a secret that the company had seen him as a member of High 7. He could have gone further, but his character was bad, so he would be leaving. Sao Du was so angry he wanted to beat up his senior. That day, he had come to find him, but then he stopped. He told him to go to another company and fight head-on, don't do anything behind his back. At Kang Woo's house, he wanted to move faster, so he went home with Seo Yeon to ask her father for permission to marry her. When Kang Woo said he was the grandson of a food company, Seo Jun was shocked because his brother-in-law was rich, while Run had acknowledged his kinship with Kang Hee. The next day, he went to the office to find Cal and asked if she knew that her two younger siblings were in love. Kang Hee felt very conflicted. The two decided to give up for the sake of their siblings' happiness, as the two of them would have dinner with their mothers and Seo Yeon. Kang Woo was so worried that he asked the doctor, but the doctor gave a very different answer. Suddenly, the real doctor walked in. Kang Woo was scared, thinking he had encountered a ghost. After examining, he realized that the doctor for the time being was a fake. He was the real doctor's brother. During the dinner, Seo Yeon dressed up beautifully. The teacher was wearing high heels and her feet hurt, so Kang Woo asked his mother to change shoes for Seo Yeon. His mother was very helpless because her beloved son did that for a girl. Seo Yeon sat next to him, embarrassed, not knowing where to hide. Min Hak went to find the mother of the little boy that year to apologize, and she forgave him. Everyone agreed to organize a party at Kang Woo's house. Seo Jun and Ju Hee were very scared when they heard Jang Mai say that after 10 times of failing, she had passed her driver's license. After being called by her tutor, she also agreed to attend the party. No one said anything, so everything at the party was very boring. At this time, Kang Hee made sure that the two were sitting texting each other, waiting for the two children to get married. Then it would be their turn. Min Hak went outside to say goodbye to Kang Woo. He would be going abroad for a while. Then, Min Hyuk sent candy and cake. Seo Yeon happily ran to tell Kang Woo, but she was curious. Because he had been very mysterious for 3 months, she wanted to go into his office to see, but was stopped. When Kang Woo wasn't paying attention, she rushed in and saw a wedding dress. Kang Woo had sewn it exactly like the drawing he had shown her as a child. Everyone had found happiness for their lives.